Virginia State Senator John McGuire, endorsed by Trump, holding a thin lead over GOP incumbent Bob Good in the primary race for Virginia's 5th congressional district, Dagen's district. McGuire claiming victory in a statement earlier today.
Meanwhile, Bob Good has been pushing for a recount and questioning the integrity of the election. He has until July 12th to file a recount petition. Joining us now is his opponent, U.S. congressional candidate, Virginia State Senator, and former Navy SEAL, John McGuire. It's great to see you. I'm just going to call you John. John, bring us up to date, like just finishing up counting the kind of outstanding, the process of counting the ballots. How close are you to finishing the counting process? And if the margin is below 1%, but above half of 1%, Mr. Good would have to pay for the recount.
Well, Dagen, Sean, thanks for having me on your show. I have breaking news for you. Probably a half hour ago, all of the votes have now been counted. All of the votes are in, and I am the Republican nominee for the 5th congressional district in Virginia. 375 votes, and they're all in, and I'm excited. I mean, I'm ready to, get this thing done in November, help President Trump get across the finish line. If he can win Virginia, you may know where Virginia, so goes the country, so we can help him make America great again.
John, congratulations on I think it was 375 votes you mentioned. And in a district like this, you win the primary, it's very Republican, you're going to win the general, and you'll be the next congressman. Have you spoken to Bob Good? Has he reached out to you? Have you reached out to him? Have the campaigns talked? Have you heard whether Bob Good is going to ask for a recount?
So we have not spoken. However, he certainly indicated all over the news. And, I think what he's doing is he's exposing the reason I ran against him. It's not about Bob. It's about we, the people. It's about the 5th congressional district. It's about Virginia, and it's about saving our country. We always talk about every election is the most important election. But look no further than the last 3.5 years under these Biden Marxist America Last policies. Americans are suffering. People in the 5th congressional district are suffering. About a month or two ago, an illegal alien who was age 33, released from jail 4 times, raped a 14-year-old girl in Campbell County. So we are less safe at the local, state, and federal level. And look no further than these foreign wars. We've got to get President Trump back in the White House, and that's an answer to a lot of our problems.
John, that's my home county. So I know the sheriff in that county very well. I want to raise this issue because the kind of media minions outside of, Southern Virginia making much about the slim margin of your victory, of the win there, and how because President Trump endorsed you, that spoke to somehow reflected upon President Trump. I just wanted to make a point that this was the second highest turnout for a Republican House primary in Virginia history, and with more than 60,000 plus people who came out. And literally every ballot counted. Those folks thought they were voting for the Trump-endorsed candidate because Bob Good, and I saw this myself, there were signs up all across the 5th District that said, Trump good, and it certainly sent the message that President Trump had endorsed Bob Good. And he was told to take those signs down, and doggone if they weren't up the day before the primary and the day of the primary still.
It's a tough race. They told me that I had a 1% chance of beating Bob Good about a year ago, but I felt it was so important that I had to run against Bob Good, and thank God we got it done. A lot of volunteers, people I don't even know, helped me all over the district, all over Virginia, and all over the country, and I won't forget that. It was a team effort for sure. But I never really cared about politics until I saw Trump come down the escalator. And when I watched his speech, I said, this is a man who means what he said. And I wrote him a $1,000 check. I never gave a politician a check before. And he did more in 4 years than any president I've seen do in 8 years. So we got to get him back in. But as I'm campaigning across the district, one thing I would say when I need to unite Bob Good's voters with my voters is I would say, look, we've got a common goal here, and that is to get President Trump back in the White House. And Bob did muddy the water. He had Trump good signs everywhere. The Trump legal team sent him a cease and desist letter, and he said he will not take those signs down. And he also, there was a lot of muddy water in this race.
Yep.
For example, as a state senator, if you go to my Facebook page, you can see a link where I voted no to taxpayer dollars for illegal aliens for the House of Delegate bill and the state Senate bill. Yet he ran millions of dollars in TV ads saying I voted for it.
Yep.
When I voted against it. So there's a lot of confusion.
It appears the voters
I'm quite certain I have
clear.
way better pro-gun legislation than Bob Good.
There was a lot
of
the voters
confusion
were clear on
in
this,
the
John,
election,
and we
but
love that
the
they
people have
saw
spoken.
clearly on what the right direction was to go. Senator John McGuire, we appreciate you coming on the show, and congratulations on what appears to be a huge victory in your primary. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.